book buddies, what's up? It's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hey, I'm Jessie. I do bookish videos, and I already filmed this video, but it was very gloomy out, and it's not even that much better today, actually, because I'm like, I'll film this during the day to get like some natural light in here, you know, to make it look like I'm not a hermit. But anywho, as you can tell by the title of this video, this is a book haul, and I haven't done a book haul in 3 months, I think, so we are due. And I'm sitting on the floor because I just want to be like a chill book talk, hauling book video, and I don't feel like sitting in a chair right now, so we're on the floor. I do have a good amount of books to share with y'all, but after I filmed this video yesterday, I put everything on my bookshelves, so I'm like trying to remember what my new books are and put them in a pile on the floor. I'm pretty sure I got them all here. I'm pretty sure of it. For some reason, the stack doesn't feel tall enough. So I'm not really going to show you guys the books in any particular order, just what I grab and then present. The first book I'm sharing with y'all is a book that I got in the, what's it called? Follow Me Around Barnes & Noble's half price off certain books hardcover sale. An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, and I know this is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling but with Chinese mythology, and I'm like, sold. And it's exactly what it says on the back. This book is 387 pages, so almost like 400, which, how do you guys differentiate what is like a big book, like pages wise? 400 and up is kind of like a big book to me, but I guess like, actually maybe like 350 pages and up, that's kind of like a big book, like it's a decent book if it's like 350 pages. Is that just me? But along with that book, these are the other two books that I got when I was at Barnes & Noble, but they weren't part of the sale. And also, there was like a buy one get one free for like paperbacks, but it was certain paperbacks. I got Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and this has been going around Book Talk and BookTube and Insta and Bookstagram, my bad. What I know of this book is that it's a friends to lovers book, and her crush from when she was little moved away, and he moves back, and Wes, the guy, gets all buddy-buddy with him, and she's like, maybe Wes is my end to get to, like, cozy up to my crush, you know? But her best friend was just, like, helping her check off these lists of things to do before her senior prom, I think. All I know is that it's a cute, light-hearted, fluffy rom-com of a read, and it's a fade to black romance, meaning that once they make out, you don't get anything else from it. There's no details of the sex scene. This book is 349 pages. So the next book is a book that I got along with the other two I just showed you, and that is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, and this is Lynn Painter's adult book. And all I know about this book is that it's her brother's best friend romance, or brother's best friend romance. I heard from Haley Pham that when she read this, you know, like the main character love interests are supposed to be likable, but for Haley Pham, she didn't really care for the guy love interest, which that could just be a her thing, and like, I don't know, I could like him, but she doesn't. I'm keeping that in mind, but I'm also not gonna let it ruin my read. Yeah. This book is 324 pages. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and I feel like everybody knows what this is because it's been made a movie this summer. So, yeah. I only know the gist of it. I haven't seen the movie yet, but my friend said it's a good book and I should read it, so I got it. This book is 368 pages. Do you guys like it when I tell you how many pages the book is? Or is that just a me thing? Because I like to know. The next book I got along when I was at Target getting the other book is Beach Read by Emily Henry, and everybody knows Emily Henry and her books. This is an enemies to lovers, meaning that the two love interests, they rent a beach house, close, like neighbors, for the summer, and they're total opposites, and like personality-wise and what they write, because they're both authors of a book. And they're both in a rut. And so I think that they like trade genres and like writing a book to get out of their rut, and like some things happen, like romance, I think. I'm here for it. This book is 358 pages. Next, I hear a lot of people talking about it on Bookstagram and Book Talk, and I feel like this has like actually became popular again and like talked about again, because this was like published in like 2016, I think. Yeah, 2016. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. And I never read a Mia Sheridan book. This will be my first book. And I know it's a Friends to Lovers book, I believe. And I know that the male love interest is deaf, so it has handicap representation. And I'm all here for it. It's kind of a thick book. Yeah, it's like almost 400. It's 388 pages. The next two books I got when I was doing the Little Free Libraries Follow Me Around vlog. And so this is the first book I found, A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. But it really intrigued me because when a young man is found gruesomely murdered on a London houseboat, it triggers questions about three women who knew him. Three women with separate connections to the victim. Three women who are, for different reasons, simmering with resentment. Who are, whether they know it or not, burning to the right the wrongs done to them. When it comes to revenge, even good people might be capable of terrible deeds. How far might any one of them go to find peace? How long can secrets smolder before they explode into flames? I was hooked when I first read that first line. This is a fairly short book. It's 306 pages. The next book I got in that vlog is a book that's way out of my comfort zone, or I guess I never really thought of this type of romance until I found it. And also, I say in that vlog that Larry Reese was talking about this genre a lot, and that's what made me think of her, so that's why I took the book. And that is Racked and Stacked by Lorelei James. And yes, I know how to say Lorelei. I know in that Follow Me Around vlog, I had trouble saying Lorelei and like Miriam from the other book I just showed you, but I'm like, I know how to pronounce words. Sort of. English words. I know. But this is my first cowboy romance book. I'm just going in it to have a fun time. And this is like the 18th book in a series, and I doubt you have to read them in order to understand the series, because I'm pretty sure it's like following different couples for each book, but like it's in the same world. This book is 332 pages. I recently just got this book in the mail, and that's Stay Awake by Megan Golden. And I know in the past, I think 2 videos, I've been pronouncing Golden wrong. It's Golden. I know it's Golden. I think I know. This book just came out, and it's so intriguing to me. It's about a girl who wakes up in the backseat of a taxi cab and is taking her home, but she remembers nothing. And when she gets to her home, there's someone else living there, and she doesn't live there, so she's like looking for her phone and digs into her pocket for her phone, and what she retrieves is not her phone, it's a bloody knife. And then she sees like words, I think written in blood on her arm, saying stay awake. And she's confused and disoriented, and as she's like walking the streets of, I think it's New York, yeah, New York City, she catches like glimpses of like the news, and that on TV news there's like crime scenes with blood smeared on the wall saying stay awake, and she's like, holy shit, what did I do, or what happened? And she's trying to remember, but there's someone trying to like keep her from remembering. So it sounds so intriguing, so like thrilling, and I can't wait to read it during this like spooky season. And this book is 338 pages. I'm excited. It's been a while since I got this book because it's a sequel, and I read the first book in the series like months ago in a reading vlog. Months ago meaning summer. And that is Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Sustanto. And if you haven't read Dial A for Aunties, you should. It's hilarious, it's funny, it's heartwarming, but it like grips you because you're on the edge of your seat, because it's like a play-by-play, like you don't know what's happening. No one knows what's happening or how things are gonna get pulled off. And there's like a subplot of romance, which I'm here for the romance. And I loved Dial A for Aunties, but I've heard not the greatest things about this book, mainly from Haley fam. I heard that she didn't like this. She thought it was just because the author has such success with Diary for Aunties, she just wrote this one as a money grab, and I hope that's not true, but I'm like, should I read it or not read it and just have the ignorance of like feeling for the first book and just pretend this doesn't exist? I don't know. So I'm kind of nervous to read this book because I don't want to be let down because I really loved the first book, but meh. Oh, but this book is fairly short. It's like 284 pages. Kind of on a roll now with murder mystery, besides one book. But this next book is Finley Donovan is Killing It by L. Quasimodo. And obviously, this book is talked about everywhere. Bookstagram, BookTok, BookTube. I first heard of this book by Books and Lala. But what I know of this book is that her and her book agent are at Panera and they're talking about her next book, which is like a murder mystery. And this random woman hears them talking about it, like talking about like ways to kill, I guess. But when their meeting is done and the girl like listening walks by, she slips her a note and says like, I need to put a hit on my husband, I think. Can you kill my husband? I'll give you this amount of money. And Finley, she's like, sure. I guess it just sounds like kooky fun time, and I'm here for it. This book is 373 pages, so like almost 400, dang. It doesn't even look like that big of a book to be 400. Sticking on the murder mystery train, Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. But I read this book and I loved it, so obviously I had to get the second book. And I've heard nothing but good things about this series, so it's just a win-win for me. And I know this book is like about Pip, and I think Ravi have like a podcast now where they solve murders, and they're trying to solve this one murder, I think. I could be wrong. I know it's about a podcast and a murder, obviously. But I was just watching, what's her name? I think her name is Sarah. The video of hers I was watching, it was a book haul, and she was talking about, I think the last book in this series, on how it's related to Pip somehow, of a murder she's trying to solve. And I'm just like, well, I want to buy that now since I know about that. But I feel like, I'm like, just read this before you buy the third book, because you kind of need to be on a book buying ban, Jess. I'm not sorry. A bookaholic is a real thing. So let's break up the chain of murder mysteries, because this one is like a sad but like beautiful but like riveting book, at least it sounds like to me. And I don't want to end on like a sad note, even though it sounds more than just sad. But anyways, that is a book that I got from September's Book of the Month box. The Attic Child by Lola J. And this is like a dual point of view from a kid in the 1900s, early 1900s. He's like a unpaid servant to an English explorer, and he lives in the attic. His name is Celestine, I think, and he's like 12 years old, yeah. And then fast forward to 1974, Laura, she's a young orphan girl, she lives in the attic. Laura finds a message carved on the wall written in an unidentifiable language, and under the floorboards, an old-fashioned pen, a porcelain doll, and a beaded necklace, providing comfort for her when all hope is lost. These clues will lead her to uncover the secrets of the attic. So it's just like them connecting over like a huge time gap, and it's a thick book. It's like almost 400, but I'm like, I needed this book when I read that synopsis. Oh dang, okay, this is almost 500. 463. I almost said books. This is 463 pages. But the other book, actually, from Book of the Month, I don't have it physically here with me because I'm currently reading it, and it's somewhere else in the house, and that is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. And everybody loved Love Hypothesis, but me. I could care less about the love hypothesis, and since I'm currently reading Love on the Brain, I love this book so much. It's so good. I'm loving it a lot more than Love Hypothesis because we get to see the two main love interests together more in scenes, and they're more interacting with each other than in the Love Hypothesis, and I feel like they actually have more of a connection in Love on the Brain than Love Hypothesis. And this, I don't know if Love Hypothesis, it's not a young adult book because they're in college, but Love on the Brain is more of an adult book because there's more steamy scenes and more detailed sex scenes, which I'm all here for. But it's also, like, Allie Hazelwood writes STEM romance books, women STEM romance books. But I'm so glad I got this book and gave it a try, even though my unpopular opinion is that I didn't like Love Hypothesis. I'm so glad I had this book and I read it, or I'm currently still reading it. I'm almost done with it. There is a reading vlog on that one. That book's like somewhere in the 300 pages, but yeah, so far so good. So to continue with the books that I got in my September Book of the Month box, yes, I got 3 books. We're not surprised. Is Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayburn, and this sounds like a badass book, badass females, and I read in a review on Book of the Month that it's like Golden Girls meets Kill Bill. Sold. Say no more. This book is 348 pages. I was gonna say it's like almost 400, but I'm like not even halfway. Well, kind of almost halfway, but like it's like why doesn't it feel so thin for almost a 400 page book? But it's not really. Anyhow, I'm rambling. But we are now at the last book of this book haul, and I'm kind of glad I'm leaving on this book. I am excited to read this book, and that it's a murder mystery, but Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I know that this book is, she goes back to her childhood home. I don't know what happened to her mom. I don't know if she is still alive or like what the relationship is, but she's going back to her childhood home with her brother because they're mourning the death of her father. But the neighbor, now the other then, it doesn't help that she's low-key convinced that her new neighbor, Sam Dennings, is a serial killer. He may dress business casual by day, but at night he's clearly up to something. It's not long before Phoebe realizes that Sam might be something much scarier, a genuinely nice guy who can pierce her armor to reach her vulnerable heart. I'm sold. But I'm kind of scared now to read this because I did read one review on it saying that it wasn't the best writing. I'm just like, no, I had such high hopes for this book. But I'm trying to block that negative comment out. This book is 334 pages. And let me tell you, this book was the hardest book to like get shipped to me because I got it off of Amazon and it like took a month to get to me. It wasn't Amazon Prime, but still. And I had to like talk with the seller and everything because like someone gave me false tracking information. I don't know. But now I have it in my hands and I'm so happy for it. And yeah. I actually have 2 books coming in the mail and they didn't come in time to be in this book haul. So they'll be in the next book haul, whenever that'll be, probably at like at the ending of this year. But yeah. But I'm so excited for one book that I'm waiting for it to ship because I just watched, I forgot about it, but I watched like the ending half of the live streaming of the author signing the book because I bought a special edition of The Butcher and the Wren by Elena Urquhart. I almost had a brain fart. And she's a co-host to a true crime podcast that I'm an OG listener to. I will pull that clout. Morbid, the true crime podcast, so good. You should listen to it. Wow, my brain is scattered because I have to go soon. But I want to wrap this ending up really quick. But I possibly watched my book being signed on the live Instagram signing, and I have like footage of it because I screen recorded on my phone watching it. I have like the ending half, like 30 minutes of the ending half of the signing and like questions she was answering, and I don't know like where I'm gonna put that. Like I'll probably put that in the reading vlog when I'm reading The Butcher and the Wren. That's probably what I'll do. But I'll put like a picture up here and there. Like, I think I have 2 pictures or screenshots of the Instagram live book signing. But yeah, I'm really happy with all the books that I got. Obviously, I bought them. Books are expensive. I should like what I got. And I'm putting myself on a book buying ban. Let's see how long that will last. Can't everyone that loves books relate to that statement? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want more videos by me. And I've been more active on my Instagram game lately. And my Instagram is the same way spelled here, Jesse's Wonderland, and Goodreads, Jesse's Wonderland. I'll see you guys later. Bye, book buddies.